Hey, family,
It's your girl, Nancy Drew,
and Mama C.
and we're back with another episode of Two Black Mothers. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, and share.
Don't forget the notification button and leave your comments below. We'll be sure to get back with you.
Go to
Go to
bed,
bed. Two
Two
Black
Black
Mothers.
Mothers. All right, it is Thursday. And what is our hot topics for today?
Well, Nancy Drew, let's start off with the morning. Like the world was shook up this morning. Okay, it was a halt. It was on a stop. It was a stop. So something happened with people phone service this morning for some reason. I didn't have phone service, so I woke up this morning and I always look at our YouTube video, play it back in our head. I was able to do that. I took some phone calls this morning. I was able to get on my computer this morning. But then when I left to go to the gym, the YouTube video stopped playing in the car. And I just thought because we was in the woods. And when I got to the gym, I was like, what is this SOS on my phone? Like, what is SOS? I didn't know what that was. And then it dawned on me that I saw a notification before I left the house that says millions are without service for AT&T, I think Cricket, some other people. It wasn't just AT&T. It was some other cellular people. I don't know if Verizon people was out because now they sending out this notification talk about it's a great time to sign up for Verizon service. Verizon is an arm and a leg and a mortgage for their phone every month. They just as expensive as AT&T. So I don't know if you want to go that way. But anyway, that is what happened. And let's someone says someone said it was an attack on a cyber attack on the United States.
It was because everybody was out. I couldn't work. My phone.
So wait a minute. Why did you classify it was a cyber attack? Because everything was out?
Correct. It wasn't an area, it was everything. Somebody hacked their cellular towers. They and you watch and see. You guys keep this in mind. In 2026, you will get an email. And it's gonna say, if you ever had AT&T, Cricket, or such and such, join this class action suit for this breach of your information. And they're gonna send you $25 in the mail.
$25 is nothing compared to the information that they get from us. But even if that said, I don't even think we can do a class action suit because who got the information? Was it a United States breach or was
It was
it overseas? Was
it
it
was the
China?
black web.
Oh, it was the black web did the breach.
Just like they did for Equifax. That's why Equifax sends out little checks.
Oh, let me tell you something.
Allegedly.
Oh, allegedly, yeah. So I just don't understand what happened. Why they spend a lot of money on coders. Like coders make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Software engineers, they make a lot of money to code.
Mm-hmm.
But in the bottom of that tier is cyber security
Mm-hmm.
engineers. They don't make as much money as the coders do. Now, the coders are the ones who write the codes on the back end for us to be on what we're on now, for us to
Mm-hmm.
do what we're doing now, for us to watch TikTok. That's what coders are. The cybersecurity people, which they code, but not as coding as hard as the other coders, keep people from attacking. They need to pay them people more. Those individuals need to get more education so we can stop all these attacks on the internet. This is ridiculous. We are so vulnerable right now. The United States as a whole is so vulnerable. This is not the first time, and it's not going to be the last. You
Mm-mm.
remember that summer, the gas, that attack?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Hmm.
Like, why don't we pay the cybersecurity coders, engineers, cybersecurity engineers more money, invest in them to keep people from doing this? But we invest so much money on people writing the code to create an app like TikTok.
Well, unfortunately, these individuals are in a different country, and they have studied and did the education that is needed to crack these codes and the security walls that they put up. That's why there's a black web. That's why there's a black web.
Yeah, but it's just not other people in other country that's on that black web. It's some of us on that black web too.
Oh yeah, they is and
Okay.
selling.
It's selling
No,
everything.
but who hacked us was out of the country because the person that was in, their phone wouldn't have been working either. So they wouldn't have did that to themselves. Um, they was
Oh
having
no, no, no. They got ways. It was a reason why it was only so many cellular towers that got attacked.
mm-hmm,
It was a reason why that now all cellular towers got attacked. Just some.
a whole
How
lot.
many? It was like it wasn't a million, maybe 200,000 cellular towers got attacked. Not even that. I don't even remember that. They
Oh,
didn't have service, huh?
they had a number of towers.
Yeah, I saw it on the news. But here's the
Um,
thing: my service was down. I don't have any information for people. Nothing. I know nothing. Okay. I have nothing for you. Okay. Nothing for you at all. I don't know why you attacked my service, my phone, because I have nothing for you. Nothing. No information. All right. Well, hopefully everybody's service was up. My service came back probably about 2 o'clock. My service came
yeah,
back
by
on.
then I didn't feel like working, so I had still.
Well, my internet was still working. I still had to work. It was just my
My
cell
internet
phone.
wasn't working. You got AT&T internet?
I got AT&T and Spectrum. I have two internet services.
The Spectrum was picking it up because AT&T was going in and out.
No, I was on AT&T.
Oh, mine was going in and
Yeah,
out.
yeah, I was on AT&T because I switched my work stuff over to AT&T. The house was on like the TVs in the house is on Spectrum. My job is on AT&T.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah, but nevertheless, we are now back up and running, and hopefully they got what they needed, and we paid the ransom or whatever it is, and we got our cell phone service back because that would have been, I'm sure that was crazy. Right? All right, moving on. What else do we have for today? What else do we have for today?
We have to discuss the Breakfast Club.
Yes, the Breakfast Club. You know, Charlemagne the God. I used to didn't like him. Okay. Okay. Like I didn't know who he was until he called Monique a donkey. And then when he called her a donkey or gave her a donkey of the day, I was like, who is this person? And I started to dislike him. Then I started listening more to him. I listened to his podcast. I watch his show, The Daily Show. I watched that stuff that he's be on Comedy Central. And I started to really like him. I got really into him. But today he fucked up. Today he fucked up.
Do you
Okay.
can you play the clip from your page?
Yes, but we have to fast forward a little bit because I don't want to go all into what Just the Mess talked about and all that stuff.
Guys, if you experience some
What's she talking
phone
about?
outage or your phone is not
She
working,
was
it
talking
is a
about Reese
huge outage
Pieces.
across the country.
Mm.
So, especially with AT&T, I know I have AT&T and my phone is out right now. So,
Yeah, call us right now and tell us if you're having any problems with your phone.
no, shut up, man.
I don't know what we gonna do.
Shut up. All right, well, let's get to just with my mess.
The news is real. Whether it's hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lying.
Jess is gonna bring you numbers
That's the mess. I need this real.
on the Breakfast Club.
I know they know the difference. Keep it a stack.
All right, so this has been swarming around social media. It's been on every blog site. It started on TikTok. Her name is Risa Tessa's.
Reese
Risa Tessa. She
Pieces.
has a viral story. Who the F did I marry?
Mhm.
All right, so this is the story about her ex-husband being a pathological liar.
Mhm.
She took to TikTok and she tells us how she met. They met him online. She met him online. They met on two different apps though, Facebook dating app and Hinge. And he had two different names on the profile. So she didn't realize that it was the same person in the beginning, but it was a running joke in their relationship because he actually did come clean about it to her. She didn't even notice that. So she already like I don't like to call women like dumb, but
Oh
it's
boy.
like, yo, how you
You?
didn't
You from
even know that?
Baltimore? Y'all call everybody dummy.
No, but that's a good dummy. This was like dumb. Like
Okay.
how you ain't even
Okay.
know that the same guy you on both of these apps, and the same guy is on both of the apps. He just used a different name, different picture, and all that. But anyway,
So first of all, let me stop Jess because she explained to us she didn't think anything about it because people don't use their real names on the apps.
Mm-hmm.
People don't use their real name on a dating app. But he had used his name on one app and used his nickname, which correlated. Like if you had a short in your name, like Nicole, Nikki, you see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He
Mm-hmm.
is so she was like, okay, it's the same person. So just with the mess,
So
get your
he
news
was
together.
Jerome on Facebook, and he was wrong
Exactly. Yeah,
on
that's how
here.
it was.
Okay, got
Hmm.
But she
anyway,
would know her husband, all right?
yeah. But this before they got married.
Okay.
Play number one.
We met in March of 2020. Georgia got shut down, locked down 2.5 weeks later. We got married January of 2021, and we were divorced August of 2021. So keep in mind that this story is spanning March of 2020 until about June of 2021. We met online. My tire blew on my way to our first date. And he met me at a gas station, fixed my tire, then took me to go get another tire, paid for it. And I just thought, oh my God, this is the beginning of a beautiful romantic story.
By the way, their first date was at Cheesecake Factory, so she not one of them, who
Okay.
care about that. You know what I'm saying? Um, so she also had said that he had fake phone calls, like he wasn't talking to nobody when he would act like he was talking, like he was faking phone calls in front of her, and why, like the whole time. Play number two.
Every morning he would get on the phone with his brother. We'll call his brother John. And he would be like, hey, babe, John said good morning. And so I would just say, hey, John, call out, hey, John. And, he would relay back and forth what I said to John, what John said to me. So he was like, I can't wait for you guys to meet her. Like, I know I'm gonna marry her. I know it. He said everything I wanted to hear. Love bombing 101. This man wrote the book. So he talked to his brother every day. He talked to his friends every day. It wasn't until he got kicked out of my house in June of 2021 that I found out every single phone call was made up. He was never on the phone.
You ain't never talked to nobody. This man ain't never
But
had
but
nobody
how
on
how how
speakerphone.
she know that though?
Nothing.
How she know it's fake?
She reveals that she ended up talking to a couple of his family members that she had reached out to after she started doing some digging and investigating. But he hasn't
Mm,
spoke to his brother since 2015 when their mom died.
mhm.
He actually don't have no friends, is what she said. And then she goes on to say about the job that he lied about.
He told me when I first met him that he was a VP at his company. He was looking to buy a house. His job was VP of a major condiment company. It is fair to note he paid every bill. He gave me spending money. Truth is, he was a tip. So he would call me
A
and
what?
he
A
would
temp.
A temp.
pretend to reprimand employees who couldn't see that he had a Bluetooth thing in his ear. He would pretend to take phone calls from the company president who needed his help on something. But he was a temp. He was a temp forklift driver. There's nothing wrong with a forklift driver, but he was pretending to be a VP.
So she had got pregnant, right? And then they had a miscarriage. Now, when she went to the hospital, she called him. She had the people call him or whatever, and he acted like his assistant. And now he's a forklift driver, and he's also a temp, but he acted like he was the CEO of his own company. He answered the phone acting like the assistant, like, oh, he can't make it in right now. That's because he really couldn't leave work
What?
the whole time. Yeah,
His baby was about to be born, but he couldn't leave work.
no, the baby was gone.
Oh,
It was miscarriage. You know
oh,
what I mean?
I
So
hear.
this is good.
yeah.
Is this the story? Is there
No, it's
more?
more. It's more.
Yeah,
Seems
it's
like it's
more.
more.
So just wait. All right. So
No, just
he
wait.
actually, social media users, they found the ex-husband and they revealed his identity, and he shared his own video and he addressed the story being told. Play number four.
I'm gonna address the rumor Risa Tisa ex-wife who straight line to y'all. It's sad because it's completely false of everything. More and to the point, I haven't decided who I'm gonna talk to exactly or go on whose page or whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know that she lied about everything. Follow her, don't follow her. That's up to you. All that stuff she said, it's complete lies.
What is going on here?
Yo, he said they went to marriage counseling and it didn't work, and we broke up. He said he left her, and he said, "Stop lying to these people before I tell them the real reason. You cheated. I caught you in the house with Bradley."
Who's Bradley?
Yeah, I
Who the
don't
fuck is
know,
Bradley?
yo. I don't know, but
He don't know.
the
Trapped in
story.
the closet 2024.
Yeah,
I'm
this
gonna be
is-
honest with you, man. I hear a lot of big back behavior. Does she have a big back?
she do give Sheila that was driving up the mountain.
Okay,
Give who?
okay.
She
Sheila
did.
was beautiful though.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Who
We're
is
talking
Sheila?
about the big back,
Yeah,
not
the
the
big back.
face.
Yeah, you're right.
So Sheila is.
Why did I get married?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're loud.
Oh,
Let you know. Okay. She was coming through
I
loud. Who is
apologize.
Sheila? Who is Sheila? Sheila is, yes, why did I get married? Who was full figured female. Mr. Charlemagne the God.
She's
Right.
cool.
What's your thing with big backs?
No, I'm just saying
recently?
because in a situation like this, some of you big backs, y'all gotta stop being so thirsty for a man. There's a man out there for you. Okay, this woman believed all of this because she wanted to believe all of this. Big back belief
Mhm.
isn't like everybody else's belief.
big
Mhm.
back
She said
belief.
herself, he said everything I wanted to hear. She
Yeah.
wanted to believe whatever was
She
coming out of
wanted
his
to
mouth
believe that.
because she wanted a man so bad.
And then I seen him, and he actually looked like her. But what's interesting
What?
He
is
had a big back too?
no. I
Oh.
couldn't see his back.
Okay.
We only saw hers because she was sitting in the car for the whole time she was talking.
Okay.
Sun up to sundown. It's a 52-part series on TikTok. That is
52 parts.
52.
TikTok got
Yup.
parts?
I don't know. We seen Shalon Jackson, Monique's son. He did 20
Damn.
of them. So she did 52.
Okay, maybe I don't believe this story then.
His
Maybe this is a
ex-wife,
script.
no, that's crazy because his ex-wife came out. He was married before, ex-wife, and said the same thing happened to her. Yup. So he just
So that's what he does.
and he from Philly, yo.
Really?
Yeah, they met in Georgia, but he from Philly.
Where's she from?
I don't know. She just be in the car. I don't know where she's
just
from,
be in
but
the car.
I don't know yet.
How big is she? Because you said the tire blew
Oh
up.
boy.
You know how Sheila was.
Oh boy.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, she don't fit in the frame. Like you can see, like she
All
got
right. It
Gotcha,
don't matter how
gotcha,
big her
gotcha.
back is.
No,
No,
man.
it
She
don't,
was
it don't, it
resolved.
don't.
Big, no, it does because this is big back behavior.
She
They
thought
be
she was
thirsty.
This was
resolved.
horrible.
And this is also a good Tubi movie.
Yeah,
She-
Somebody get these 52 parts.
she's a pretty girl. Yeah, she is a pretty girl.
Well, salute to her.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no,
But
it
this
sounds like she
story
was
is
very thirsty.
yeah, absolutely. And the story is everywhere, so I had to cover it. And it's a little funny because like he ain't steal. There's no crime involved. He didn't steal any money from her. He didn't like nothing. I thought it was gonna be like a big ending, like oh he stole from me. He nothing.
One of the producers just texted us and said he also has a big back.
Oh my God. So this is big back behavior all across the board, huh?
Yo,
I hate
stop
you. I don't even know why I
lying,
read that. I don't even know why I read that. I didn't have to read that. I didn't have to read that.
Wow.
We gonna get up here for an interview, both of them.
If we got room. I can see the Tubi movie now, though. The Big Back Theory. Let's go.
The big back.
Let's
theory.
go. Let's
The
make
big
this.
back theory.
Let's make
My
this right
goodness.
now.
I hate
All
him
right. Well, that is just with the mess.
So why? Yeah, they all making a joke. So why you hate him?
Because he started it. He started it. He
They all was
started.
wrong.
They all
This
was wrong,
girl-
especially Jess. But
This
first
girl.
of all, okay, his back was bigger. Okay, his back was bigger,
I think
and
his
he
back was
wasn't
pretty
that
big.
big in 2020.
Mm-mm.
He wasn't that big. I don't know what she was. They didn't show any pictures how she was, the size she was. Sometimes in our life,
We go
our
through
big
things and gain weight.
exactly our backs get
And there is
bigger and
desperate
they get
skinny women.
smaller.
There's desperate skinny women.
Exactly.
There's women that now I didn't know that she moved a man within 2 weeks. I'm a little disappointed by that. But
It wasn't.
what?
It wasn't.
It wasn't 2 weeks?
No, and she didn't move him in. They decided to go through quarantine together.
What does that mean?
They went to quarantine together. They spent the quarantine 2 weeks together. Now she did move him in sooner than normal. I would say
So-
4 weeks, a month.
2 weeks, 4 weeks, moving him in instantly. He could have been a serial killer. She had no idea.
First of all, go ahead.
she
no,
had no
she
idea
didn't.
who she was moving in. And
She
that
had
is
no
why.
idea who she was marrying.
Oh, she didn't. Because she didn't take the time to get to know him. Like, she probably never even went to his studio that he said he had. He probably was living in the car for all she know if he moved in that fast. Now, logically, my VP, y'all see I'm drinking out of a measuring cup. It say mix and serve container. So I guess I'm supposed to like mix something up. But I don't drink, so anywho. The Great Value Berry Punch is a lot better than Minute Maid, if y'all didn't know. So
Yeah, Great Value has some great things. That's better
back
than
to the
name brand. Mm-hmm.
if he was the VP and he said to me, "Oh, it's quarantine. Let me just move in with you."
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Your place should be better than mine. Let's go to your place.
He was saving up for a house. He was a bachelor.
I think she was
He,
naive.
yeah, of course. We know she was
She may
naive.
have been looking for love for a minute and was tired, but it's definitely desperate. Big women, small women, short women, skinny, fat, all of them. They're out
Mm-hmm.
there. So
Exactly.
they was
And for
wrong,
him to say
especially
that, he
with her not
wrong.
being a celebrity or anything. You know, some celebrities they already know that they are going to get talked about. She is just a regular person, and that interview, well, that segment is going to hurt her feelings
It
because she
is.
already said that the video she see when people talking about her, it hurt her feelings. Y'all was
First of
broadcasting
all,
to the world.
no. So first of all, before I want everybody to take note to this. Before you decide to post something to any social media, get some thick skin. Point blank. And if you're not gonna grow thick skin, don't post it. Get some thick skin. Stop thinking your feelings gonna get hurt. Feelings don't pay the bills. Suck it up and keep on pushing. Because she is about to be on a whirlwind right now. She's about to be on a roller coaster. So she better suck it up and ride on. Because if she don't want to take the ride, I'll take it for her.
Do these kids
Okay,
not got school tomorrow? They think they got school.
mine don't. But so I want to say she congratulations to her because she got some things coming on. I want to say, let's see, right here. I'm about to pull it up,
All right, pull it up, pull it up.
and then I have something to say about Big Back
Big
Legend
fat
Legion.
mountain.
Big Back Legion. Is that his name? Legion.
Now,
So
why you gonna call Legion Big Bag?
because I don't like him.
That's not nice.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Legion. All right. So this video right here, they got 9.3 million views. This is the last one, part 51 that she did. Let's go in here. Let's just start right here. Right here. Do we see what this is? Microsoft is on her page saying they skipped 4 Teams meetings today to listen to this. Microsoft. Let's go down. Tinder, who has one of the worst apps. They need to take a lesson from Miss Reese Pieces about dating on an app. My favorite audio book. Let's keep going. Dick's Sporting Goods. Can we say branding out here? Dick's Sporting Good. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. It was another one on here. I saw another one. Where was it? Where was it? It was down here. I saw what's that channel that everybody watching with all the movies on it? Is it Tubi? Tubi. Tubi is in the comments. Yes. Tubi is in the comments. And Mr. BMW is in the comments as well. So yes, hopefully, you said it the other day. Hopefully BMW deliver her a BMW. I said I didn't think it was possible. But guess what?
They showed up.
Anything is possible. It's on here. I just don't know where it's at. I have pictures. I have proof. I have receipts that BMW is in there. Okay. And somebody said it too. BMW is in the chat. Yes. So well, when I saw Microsoft, I was like, oh my God. Microsoft is in the chat. Microsoft.
And so what was she saying? Why did you say you as well?
Oh, I think she
Batista.
said wish
I
her
am the
well.
creator of the Who the Fuck Did I Marry series that has been all over TikTok. I do realize that this series has gone completely viral, but I'm happy to see that people are having conversations about it. I'm happy to see that people are watching it, but more importantly, I'm happy to see that it is helping someone, even if it is just one person. That was the purpose of putting this video series up, to tell my story and to tell it detailed and in order. With that being said, I do have a public service announcement. The series Who the Fuck Did I Marry is not something that you have to sit down and hold your phone and watch. I did it the way I did it so that way you actually can listen to it as an audiobook, chapter by chapter, in order. So, if you see this and you're like, oh my God, I'm not doing 50 parts, don't worry. Simply go to my page, click on the playlist, and it will play in order for you. You can listen to all the times I made bad decisions. You can clearly
Well,
listen
I might
to
go listen to
the
it now.
good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing, but
I'll
most
listen to it while I'm
importantly,
riding
the
to Tennessee
redemption and
tomorrow.
the forgiveness that I'm trying and learning to give myself. All in all, do not be dismayed by the fact that it's 50 parts. Think of it as an audiobook. That's how it was done, that's how it was recorded. Do whatever you need to do in your daily lives and just play it in the background. And if you still feel like this was way too long, she dragged it out, fair enough. But I challenge you to listen to the entire series. I challenge you to listen to it in order. That way, a lot of the questions you have that you all are asking, they will be answered. If you still have questions at the end, I get it and I understand. You guys be blessed, and
Hope be blessed.
I hope and pray that this series has helped somebody. Have a great day.
It
I
did,
think I
girl.
said
My
because
husband's social.
child.
I
You
had to
did
make.
what with your husband?
I checked his social.
Why you checking social?
I had to find out who he
You
was.
been knew who his social was, child. You already knew who he was. You
Nope.
checked his social the first time y'all met.
I ain't know if his name was really Mike. I ain't know. I had to run it through the system.
All right. But yeah, so Miss Reese Pieces is on her way. I can't wait to see what she have in store for her life. I'm sure she will be creating more content. Mr. Big Back Legion, he posted on his Facebook account that he is headed, that Netflix has called him and he is headed to Netflix. He's
He's
still
lying.
lying, y'all. He's still lying after all of
He's
this. You would
still
think he would
lying.
stop lying. Yes. But I hope she have some stuff in the works so she don't have to post it to YouTube because somebody else have. I think she ain't even trying to really get paid off of it now. She's telling you to go to her page to look at it. She's not, because she don't get credit when you go to her page to look at it. She's telling you where to go. She's really not trying to get the monetary value. She just want people to listen to her story. She just want to be heard, and that's all. What everybody in the world just want to be heard. She just want to be heard. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I love her story, and I can't wait to see her in Paris. I don't know if I'll watch that, but anyway, I don't know. I don't know. Unless she find love there. If she finds some love there, maybe I'll tune in. If she don't, we need to send her somewhere else. Send her somewhere warm to find love. All
But
right.
if she know
Speaking of
anything,
finding love,
she would go there and make up a story.
you and this damn making up damn stories. And that's what people doing. And I want to touch on, not tonight. I won't touch on it tonight. I'll wait until you come back on Monday. Of the other little girl who said, what's it called? Surviving Larry, Lion Larry.
Mm-hmm.
And she is pissed. She is pissed. She said Reese Pieces stole some of her story, that she created it first. I haven't watched her stuff. Maybe I'll listen to it over the weekend and come back with a comparisons on Monday to let you know. But just watching her live, I'm not going to be able to get into it. She's so hood.
She wasn't a good storyteller.
Well, I mean, maybe, because
Oh,
maybe
you didn't hear no story. She was just complaining.
I didn't. She was complaining. She was
But
complaining.
people think they be the only one that found a liar or a cheater. I mean,
I found a
just,
couple of them in my life.
so just because the stories were similar, you got to think about it. Legion didn't come on there not one time and say, "Oh, I never told you I was a VP. I never said I was putting money down on the house." He said, "You cheated on me with who was it? Bradley."
Bradley.
Bradley. We don't know who Bradley is. Ain't nobody said nothing about no Bradley. And that's all he had to say. And that was it. Now he headed to Netflix to tell whatever story he done made up.
Netflix will kick him out.
Netflix ain't even called him. Nobody has.
He ain't going to Netflix because first of all, she said that he ain't never been on the West Coast. That he never been to California. Like he's never been in the West Coast. I don't think he ever been out of Atlanta, but from Philly to Atlanta, he's not a traveler. He don't even know where Netflix is located because they not located in Atlanta. So how did he get to Netflix? Because they not located in Atlanta.
Studio. He gonna be like, "This Netflix." The security gonna be like, "Man, get out of here. Go ahead on Legion."
Yep, go on Leisure. He's not gonna get past security. He's not gonna get past the water fountain, the fountain in Tyler Perry Studios. He's gonna be right at the fountain. Go
See,
on.
if he knew what to do, he should have came on with a detailed story and switched it. They would have followed to listen to his story, just like they did with hers. But instead, he was like, "She lying. I caught her with Bradley."
He was just he didn't know. He didn't sit down. He got upset. He saw all her shine. He got jealous, and he was thinking with a jealous mind.
I wonder if he got a girlfriend.
I hope not. If he got one now, I hope he ain't got one now.
What
but
if
you
he
know, we
already had
talked
a
about
girl?
this yesterday. We talked about this yesterday that he's still gonna get a girl. He gonna get even more girls. How do those people in prison get married while they in prison? They have fan clubs. They have women writing. What's the prison people called?
Prison Pals.
That show you watch.
Oh, Love
with
After
the
Lockup.
girl.
That's my show.
Love After Lockup.
If y'all watch Love After Lockup, leave a comment below. I like that.
We'll talk about it soon when it come back on for a good series. What's going on with the big back there? See? The big back. She was a big back.
They change it every season. New people.
They didn't have a spinoff of them?
They do have Life After Lockup, but they didn't work out. He left her.
Is it because she had a big back?
I mean, he still ended up with a big back, just what the back wasn't just as big. He ended up with the Tubi producer.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So she's successful going after this man coming out of prison. Charlemagne. See? It just, you see what I'm saying? Come on. Like, oh, that pisses me off. But anyway, that's maybe because I'm a big back. My back ain't that big, but I have a big back. But I'm coming down on my chin. You see that?
I see, girl. I see. I'm trying to unbig my back. Let me go run around the block real quick.
See, y'all be unbigging y'all back. I'm not worried about unbigging my back. I'm worried about undoubling this chin. Undoubling this chin. That's what I need to undouble my chin. Because that's the first thing you see is the chin. You see the face. You don't see no back like that. You can put a coat on. With some of the big backs, you can see through a coat. Jesus. Let me stop this. Let me let me stop this. Let me stop. Let's move on because I'm stop talking about my girl. I am, and I need to stop. I need to stop because let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on to our next segment. And you will have to lead this because I didn't watch it. And but we got heated today in this conversation. We truly got heated today in this conversation. Would you like me to pull up this bootleg ass video?
The clearest one you could find, I guess.
I'm gonna pull up the one you sent me.
Oh, okay.
All right. So what we talking about here? Start us off.
So we are talking about Love is Blind season 6. We are talking about AD and Kenneth's conversation that they had on the beach. Go ahead.
All right, let's get into it.
That what, you got her TV turned down? I can't even hear. Go to
because they
the
have this bootleg. This is a bootleg video.
go to the yeah,
Some
go
people
to
in my comments were talking
Okay.
about this moment between AD and Kenneth, saying that they didn't like it. So I just wanted to weigh in with my opinion, which is that I personally really enjoyed this moment. I don't think that AD said anything negative. I don't think she said anything that's not true. I don't think she asked her friend who she's friends with, like they're obviously friends, they share a common experience. I don't think that her asking him questions was wrong. I don't think she was saying it to be hateful. I don't think she was saying it to ridicule the relationship. She didn't challenge him and say, no, Brittany can't do these things. She just had questions. And I think all of those questions were valid. They also concurred together that life is going to life when both of them get back. So questions like this are going to come into their life. So if this was something that Brittany was offended by, I would say that you would have to do the work to not be offended by that, because people will occasionally have questions, to make sure that you're qualified, you're willing to do the work every single day, you're not going to have a wife who is a Karen and ignorant to your struggles. I enjoyed this moment. I don't think there was anything wrong with asking. I thought this was a good moment between friends. I don't think she said anything hurtful. And even if she
you gonna play it?
asked Brittany these questions, are you prepared? I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. And ultimately, I think that AD's experience with Matthew is kind of irrelevant because number one, she
It's
did
not.
not pick him. And number two, if she had coupled up with him, who's to say that this conversation would not still be happening between the two of them, with each of them asking each other these questions? I don't think it was a hater comment at all. I enjoyed it. That's my take.
She didn't play it.
No, she didn't play
But
it, but you could. What was?
nevertheless, she said, "Are you confident that Brittany can raise black children?" I feel
Because
like,
this young man
mhm,
with the locks is now. Did they get engaged?
right. He proposed, so they came outside the pod and met each other.
Okay, so he proposed to the white lit girl.
Brittany,
Okay, Brittany, and his friend who is black, and her name is
AD. She was in the
AD.
pods too.
Did she get a proposal?
So originally, she was liking a white man named Matthew.
Okay.
Matthew was running game. He was telling the same thing to another young lady that he was telling to her. So she did not move forward with him. She was like, "Oh, you're not the one for me because you saying the same thing to her." She ended up picking Clay, which is a black man. She did not want him at first because he has red flags. He asked her what she looked like because he needs somebody with a big booty, and he liked somebody with a big booty, and this, and this. So she was like totally like, that's not what the experiment is about. I'm good. But once she found out Matthew was lying, playing both sides, she picked Clay. But I feel like the question, Kenneth and Brittany was so connected inside the pod. They came out, they instantly send them off on a honeymoon somewhere.
Who is kidding? Who is that? Is these the two couples we talking about?
This Kenneth and Brittany is the black one, the white one.
Okay, go ahead.
Right, in the pods, they were so connected. They came out, went to whatever island they sent everybody to for their little meet and greet, and they were good. But then AD came to him on the beach. This is the first time everybody is seeing each other. Prior to this, nobody never seen each other. AD ain't never seen Kenneth. Brittany ain't never seen none of the other men. They have just been with who you picked until this day. This day, AD walks up to Kenneth and says, "Oh, how's it going?" He's like, "It's great, great chemistry, this. And she says, "Do you usually date white girls?" And he's like, "No, this is my first time." "Are you confident that she could raise a black child?" I felt like that question was so out of line because he wouldn't be able to answer that for a black woman. He don't even know her. He didn't get a chance to even get to know the girl. And it put that in his head, and it made him think like, dang, that's going to be a question a lot of people going to be asking me. But I think that AD should have stayed out of it and let the experiment take its course. He would have got to know her, decided if she could be a good mother or not to a black child, a white child, any child. But she didn't let that happen. So about time he got back to the house, he started acting funny.
So, are you concerned about the question, or do you think it should have been asked a different way?
I think it
Do you
was
think the question should have been, do you think she'll be a good fit if y'all decide to have a family?
no, I think it shouldn't have been any question to him at this moment. He doesn't know her. So
So nobody's allowed to ask some questions, not just for them, but for any couple.
you can ask the questions, but I think the question was not needed at that moment. It's like if let's say for instance, she would have been fat and she came up to her and said, "Have you always dated fat women?" Like, what are we talking about? I'm trying to get to know who I picked. I think it was inappropriate for the timing. First of all, they're not friends. So
okay,
she never seen him. That was her first time seeing him. And I think when she looked at this black man with this white woman, she instantly felt like, oh, you picked a white woman out of the people that was in the pods? Like, because other than that, what was your reason for saying, are you confident? That was the question. Are you confident that he should have turned it around and said, are you confident that Clay could be a good dad? Because what's the difference?
Well, there is a difference.
Tell me the difference. Tell me the difference.
There is a difference. There is a difference.
Tell me the difference. And you just meeting me. You picked a stranger. I picked a stranger. And you asking me about, am I confident that my partner can raise a black child compared to yours? Because it's bad black daddies, bad black mamas. So I want to know the difference.
There is a difference.
Tell me.
You gonna let me talk, or you gonna keep asking the same question? Okay. There is a difference. It is certain things black family teach their kids, and it's certain things white family teach their kids. Certain things separate. They do not teach their kids the same thing. Black families have to teach their kids how to drive by being black. Black families have to teach their kids to be the best in the room because they already have a arrow on their back, a sign on their back. Black family has to teach their kids to do certain things.
So
to
you
be
saying
certain ways. Black families.
If you date outside your race, instantly, I need to know, can you raise some black kids?
I need to know, just like this white woman said, are you sensitive to my culture? Do you understand my culture? Do you understand the struggle the culture has been through? Do you understand that? Because if not, you're going to be like Holly Berry, who says she is upset because she has to pay child support to a man who calls her the N-word. That is what you're going to be like, because she didn't have the conversation. Did he understand the black culture? Did he understand our culture? And he needs to have that conversation with her. Do you understand our culture?
So you're saying that's an intro conversation?
That needs to be a conversation. You know how I feel about conversations on the first date.
That's not an intro conversation. You ain't even got to know the person yet. Like, we ain't even down the line to marriage.
We need to know about that
but yet when we with a black person that they got nothing going on and say, you got to ask this white person all these things, but will never ask a black person that.
Why wouldn't you? There's certain things that they're going to ask. Yes, I will ask. I will ask on a date. It is certain things you ask black people on dates about the culture. And if they don't understand, tell me, are you a Democrat or you're Republican? Did you vote for Trump? Did you vote for Trump?
Do you ask that on the first date?
I need to know. Yes. No, we're going to have conversations about it. I don't remember you ever being on a date with me the first date. How do you know?
You mean to tell me on the first date, you asked somebody, did they vote for Trump?
I'm asking you before we go out on the first date, and y'all know how I feel about that man. So yes, I am asking for about that. If it's not the first date, it's on conversations before we get to the date, after the date. It is conversations that need to be had. That's how y'all gonna find out if you are okay. That's how you'll find out it's okay that y'all are matched.
It's not true.
It is true. What you mean? It's not true.
Not true. You're not telling me. You're not gonna tell me that every time you go on a date, before you go on a date, you ask this person, is they a Democrat or Republican? Who they voted
Sometimes
for?
you don't even have
Do
to
they
ask
know
because
about
it's in the
police
conversation.
brutality? Do they know about
It's in the conversation. It's
Huh?
in the conversation. It's in the conversations that you have. You don't have to blank and say that, but the dialect that you have with an individual, it'll come out.
No, everybody's not talking about politics before they go on the first date.
But you're talking about other things, and politics can come into it. Let me tell you something. If you can't hold a political conversation with me, then we're not going out on the first date. Then you're just not my caliber.
So you telling
That's
me
just me.
So your last date, y'all talked about politics.
No, we didn't talk about
Oh.
politics before we even got to the date. We talked about stuff like this.
So before you got to the date, you knew who they voted for and who.
I knew if they was a Republican or a Democrat.
Did you know who they voted for?
I knew if they was a Republican or a Democrat. I could tell who you vote for if you say you're a Republican or a Democrat.
Well, they could tell you anything. Did you go into detail about what they was?
No, I didn't. That's part of the date. Let's talk about this on the date. Let's talk about this going on.
On your dates, do you talk about parenting? How they would be a parent?
No, I don't.
Why not?
On the first date, I don't. You don't even meet my kids until we keep going out on dates.
But she asked him, was he confident that she?
But by this time, this man is engaged to this woman.
No, this is an experiment. She's still a stranger to him. It ain't like they've been together for months.
I thought you said that they got engaged and they went off on an island
for a couple days.
Did they not get engaged?
They did.
Are they engaged? This is something that needs to hold a conversation if you are engaged to this woman. Your plan engagement means plan on getting married.
You skipping over what they are talking about, their situation.
Who is they? You talking about the
everybody in the show. They were in a pod talking
Mm-hmm.
to each other about whatever they want to talk about. They talked about religion, children, whatever. They talked about all that in the pod. They get outside the pods and meet for the first time. They spend
so they talk about the culture in the pod. They talk about their habits in the pod.
They didn't talk about their family culture. I mean, he just talked about he's black and she's white, and that was it.
So they asked each other race in the pod.
Yes, she asked him what was his race.
Okay,
and he asked her, "Is that a problem?" And she said, "No, not at all." And they moved on from it. I'm saying you wouldn't know, regardless if you want to ask them a million questions at the beginning. You're not going to be confident to say this lady can raise black kids or not. You don't know them. You don't. It's
not about confidence to say that she can raise black kids. You're not going to know. They're not going to know until they get in. But I'm saying it is okay to have the conversation amongst friends. Now, you said that they was not friends. So maybe she's overstepped her boundary because they're not friends. But I feel that it's okay to have the conversation.
He didn't get home to his friends. He hadn't even made it back home yet. Like,
I'm just saying, I know that. But you said that they wasn't friends. I'm saying that it's okay for somebody to ask this conversation. At this question, I said earlier, not now, but earlier when we talked about it, I said, well, maybe she shouldn't have asked at that moment in time. Maybe that shouldn't be. But the conversation needs to be had. Period.
I didn't say the conversation didn't need to be had. What I was saying was that it's too early for the conversation.
But when would you think the conversation need to be?
Once we get to know each other, once we make it.
But we're engaged.
I'm just saying in the process, not in normal life. In normal life, if we done got engaged, of course, we didn't already have this conversation. I'm saying in this process, it should have been when they got back and got to living with each other, because you instantly go back and move in with the person. So you get to know the person. You're spending more time with the person What, you didn't know
So
that?
you engaged? I don't watch the show. You know, I don't
You
watch
don't
this.
watch
I
Fitness
seen
Ball.
one episode. I seen 1 or 2 episodes when they was talking through a window, and I thought it was crazy. But
They move
okay,
in together.
I will
When they
go watch the show now. I will watch the show now. I will watch this episode, this season. But
when they come out the pod, they move in together.
but when do
And
they get engaged?
you can't get out the pod till you get engaged. You have to propose
So
to
do
somebody.
you have to marry this person?
No, at the end, the last episode, they're gonna say yes or no.
Oh, okay. So it's not, oh, I have to get engaged. If they
Right.
get
It's not.
married, do they get something?
Do they get something?
Mhm. If they get married, do they give them something to be
Oh,
married?
I don't know. They don't never say that. They just get married.
Because you said the black girl was settling because
I think she
the
wanted to
other
story.
guy.
She wanted to continue. You don't get no more
Okay,
story time if you don't get out the pod. So
got
I
it.
think that
Okay,
he took Clay's proposal to get out the pod and have a storyline. But
okay,
otherwise, you don't see them no more after. If you don't pick anybody, you come to a little get together one time where everybody see each other and then they go on home. They're done.
okay. So you think the conversation should have been had when they go back home?
Right.
Let's say Mr. What's his name with the locks, the
Kenneth.
twist in his hair, Kenneth.
Kenneth.
Let's say Kenneth go home with what's the girl name? I want to call her Karen because I was about to
Brittany.
go home with Brittany. Okay, go home with Brittany, and first thing her daddy says, "Why you bring this person home to me?
Mhm.
Why you bringing him home to me?" What if her parents have a problem with this,
What if they don't?
but he didn't know because the conversation wasn't had?
So I should say, is your parents gonna be okay with me being black?
Yes,
I disagree.
yes, yes. You should ask if your parents gonna be okay with me being a different race you don't know.
So you saying that now you have said that you like females. So you're saying when you go on a date, you ask them, is your parents gonna be okay with me
I'm
being
gonna
a
ask them, are they out the closet? Are you a lesbian? Are you
no, no, no,
bi?
no, no, no.
And don't tell me it happened because I have text messages of people asking me, am I a lesbian? They ask you. Yes, they
Ooh.
ask you because I'm not
Who
about
is-
to say this
I'm
over
confused.
this.
What you mean? What you
They
mean?
ask you that when you having a conversation with somebody, when you're talking to somebody or about to start talking to somebody, you getting to know them. They ask you, are you a
No,
lesbian?
that's-
Are you bi? Are you?
You jumped over to the person asking you. I said, do you ask them is their parents?
I didn't
okay?
have to.
Why not?
Did you say the parents are they
You
parents
said he
okay for
should
them being
have
out the closet?
You just said he should have asked, is her parents going to be okay with him being black? Do you ask
Yes.
them, are your parents going to be okay with that you're gay?
Not on the first date, no.
So it's the same thing. Like
It's not. These people are engaged.
you keep jumping to that, but this is still like a dating process. They're not.
It's not. If I'm
They're-
engaged,
They're not committed for life. They don't have to get married at the end.
but they're engaged.
That's just part of the process.
So if they're engaged, they can go and date somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, one of the episodes, the man them went out and stayed out till 6 o'clock with Sarah Ann. Now it's probably gonna be over. They probably ain't gonna say yes to the end, but I mean, things happen because they're still strangers. These are still strangers. There's no real. Some people are not even open to falling in love that fast. They want to just be on TV. There's all type of different reasons that people are on the show. I'm just saying that him picking a white girl does not mean he got to be like, are your parents gonna be okay with me being black? No, let me meet your parents and see what their vibe is. Just like I wouldn't expect for you to say, hey, are your parents okay with you being gay? Like, if they didn't say nothing about it, why would you ask that?
If they say something about, well, they're not out the closet yet, because you have a lot of them who are not out the closet, who parents do
Adults?
not know. Yes, grown people, 40, 60. Yes, yes,
say
I know
40,
for a fact. Yes, I know for a fact, especially in Atlanta. And you know, especially in Atlanta, parents do not know that they are living with the same sex or dating the same sex. At the age, our culture,
Is that a deal breaker?
For me, yeah. You're not about to
So,
hide me in the closet. I'm not in the
what
closet.
if they say they're not in the closet, but they just haven't
You are in the closet.
Oh, if your parents don't
If
know.
your parents don't know you in the closet.
But I'm grown.
How are we going to go around your parents? How am I going to meet your parents? How am I
You're
going to
not.
meet your parents? Huh?
You're not. What they say, I'm just
All right.
just about all right.
Okay, then that's fine. Then we're not going to go further. There's no need to go further. On to the next. If you're not confident enough to be who you are and to tell your parents who you are not confident enough to be with me.
Well, nevertheless, the moral of my story was that I think the timing of her input was the wrong timing. And it affected him. It made him think that when he got home, that was going to be the dynamic.
I agree with that, though. I agree with that. That
He
the
didn't even
timing
give
could
her
have been
the
off.
chance to meet his family and friends or anything. Like, he done broke it off already. Like, he didn't.
Oh, so he broke up with Brittany.
Yeah.
Did he say why? Did he tell Brittany why?
So once AD said that to him, he instantly changed.
Okay.
He was like standoffish. And so she didn't really know what was going on. So she so then he told her about the conversation with AD. And she was like, oh, I understand, she's a Black woman. She's just trying to make sure that you be with somebody that understands that and blah, blah, blah. But he still was already like, yeah, I don't know if I even want to try it.
That's a problem with him, though, because if he truly liked her,
he
should have stood up. He should have stood up. He should have said, you know what? I haven't had a conversation with her, but we'll get to that. Like, he should have stood up. So the problem is him. The problem is not the girl.
I just feel like if she would have kept that, he wouldn't have did it. But I agree with that. If he really liked her, then he would have went with it 110% and tried it out. And he let her affect his mind or whatever.
So what did he tell Brittany to break off the engagement?
He was like, I've been thinking about it, and my best friend, she probably gonna say the same thing to me. Like, you pick a white girl,
So the conversation was never had. How do you think your family gonna feel about us dating interracial? The conversation wasn't had ever. When they was in them pods, the conversation wasn't had.
He
because
did
it never made it to that point.
He did ask her, like, is that all right that you date? She was like, yeah, my family.
So he lied to her.
I can't remember if she asked him, but he did ask her.
But if I'm asking, that'll make sense. Because if I'm asking you, then I need to ask myself.
Yeah, I can't remember verbatim if she said, what about you? Or if he just held it in.
She shouldn't have to say, what about you? She shouldn't have to say, what about you? Because the conversation should have said, if I'm asking you, oh, so how do you think your parents are going to feel about me being Black? Oh, that'll be fine. You know what? My mama ain't going to like it, but I'm going to stick by you. That's how the conversation is. Like, come on. That's what you say. My mama not going to like it. My daddy going to crack jokes, but I'm okay with it. I'm feeling you.
I think that I'm such a grown, I wouldn't care what nobody else thought type of person, that if it was me in the experiment, I wouldn't care whether your parents accepted it or not. Because it's me.
You wouldn't care, but your parents, but them not supporting you, like him not supporting you and putting up with his parents saying side comments can put a strain on the relationship. And
but
you
I feel like
shouldn't have to go through that.
As my parent, if you choose that you won't talk to me because of the person I date, then that's a problem with you, not me.
Yes, but what if the person you're dating cannot keep up with that, cannot control their parents?
Oh, I understand.
That would be a problem with you.
Then it might be a problem. Yeah, if they can't control their parents, then yeah, that's a problem. But
we know you don't care because we know you be telling your parent, your mom, like, I don't care.
I don't care. I'm gonna do
I
me
don't
because
care.
I'm grown. Like this is
Mhm.
my life. You only get one.
Mhm.
And if you let somebody else dictate it, you will regret it down the line. So
Yeah.
I'm not a you tell me what to do type of person. That's just me. But I wish
Yeah.
them all the best. I hope that they find love and everything. I just feel on the first date, I don't want to know whether you can. I mean, unless you're gonna ask everybody. I'm
Mhm.
okay with the are you confident that she could raise black children if you ask the same thing to a black woman? Because men pick women that can't raise children.
Mhm.
So
But you don't even know a person if they don't have kids of their own already. You
right,
don't know if they're going to be okay with raising kids until they have kids. But the
exactly.
conversation should be had, do you want kids?
Right.
Because
So
they
I
may not want
think it
kids.
was a relevant question because we don't know. There's no
We
way. I
don't.
wish you would have said there's no way I could know that. But did you ask Clay? Can he be a good daddy? Like, I I don't. I just didn't like the question. I didn't like the
Or he
question.
should have said, did he say, why did you ask that? Why
No,
do
he
you
was like,
ask
I
that?
understand. I understand. I
See,
understand.
he ain't ready. He
Yeah, he just kept saying he understand. He understand. I just didn't like the question and the timing. Everybody saying like, "Oh, it's a question that need to be had." I feel like between them, like
Mhm.
her coming in and saying at the beginning of their getting to know their courting, they even though they engaged, they still are strangers. I
Mhm.
just wish she would have kept that out so I could see how it was going to play out because I think that he would have had a conversation. She would have met his parents because everybody has to meet each other people in the show. So he would have met his parents and she would have met he would have met hers, and then you could have seen the real reactions from the families to know
Mhm.
what type of families they had, and then based it off that. Now, if he had a bad interaction with her family, or they came in like, "Who's this big black man?" Then I could go for the wait a minute, we need to have
Mhm.
a conversation. But I feel like he just didn't get to put his toe in the water and feel the vibe with nobody. Like he shut it
So
down
what's
right
the
away.
girl name again? The
Who?
black
Which one?
girl.
AD.
So AD was basically being a hater, and
Uh,
she was stirring up the pot. She
that's
knew what she was doing. She was stirring up the pot, but his butt should have thought about this himself. He should have thought himself. Then he would have known how to answer that conversation,
He
that
should.
that
I mean,
that
I think he's
question.
never been in the situation. Like he said, he never dated a white girl, and I
Mhm.
think that question threw him for a loop. I mean, if you watch the clip, she instantly walk up when she see him. She like, "Hey, oh, how you Brittany doing?" And he like, "We're great, and it's good, it's good." She like, "Do you usually date white girls?" And so, like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it, but they, TikTok says
What's the ratio for this? What is the ratio for white girls to black girls on here? What's the ratio?
I think it'd be like 12 girls in there. It'd be like two or three black girls.
So she knew what she was doing when she said, "Do you usually date white girls?"
Uh-huh.
Because of course he was going to end up. One of them was going to end up with a white girl
Right. It only be
because there's
like
only
three
two
black
black.
men. It'd be like three black girls and three black men out of everybody that's on there. So of course somebody gonna end up. I mean, she was gonna end up with a white man if he wasn't running
Mhm.
game. She wanted to pick Matthew, and she wanted Matthew to pick her. She was gonna
Mhm.
end up with a white man. He was gonna end up with a white girl, and that's how it was gonna be. But she ended
Mhm.
up finding out, and I mean, and she don't like Clay. Clay, nobody's gonna say yes on that day for her and Clay. They not.
Oh, oh Lord. So we're going to keep up because now I'm going to binge watch it over the weekend.
Please
Okay.
do. Please
I'm going
do.
to binge watch it over the weekend. It comes on Netflix. I'm going to binge watch it over the weekend. And we're going to talk about it when you come back from making your $1 million deal in Nashville on Monday.
All right
Okay.
now. Ring it bell.
Yep, we're gonna ring that bell. We're gonna make sure you hit the notification button, okay, to know when we post because we're going to talk about this on Monday. So when do the episodes air? Do they air them all at one time or do it come on?
Wednesday. I don't know if it's Wednesday at midnight or Thursday morning, but
Mhm.
they dropped 6 last week and 3 this week.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So I'll go back and catch up on them. We'll talk about it. But yeah, this is a conversation once again Two Black Mothers, we talk about this dating thing. And it's a conversation that needs to be had on dates. I'm telling you, start writing some dating questions down so you can get these things out on dates. So when you go into these relationships for people, you have an understanding. But guess what? People can still lie. People lie on dates. I'm sure Legion lied all through the date at the Cheesecake Factory. I'm sure they lied all through the date. He lied all through that date on the Cheesecake Factory, and you can still fall in love with the liar. So you never know. But at least you asked, you did what you were supposed to do and ask the questions. Yeah.
And at the
So
beginning, they're gonna tell you what you want to hear.
yeah, always. That's the honeymoon phase. They're gonna tell you exactly what you want to hear. That's why you got to go rattle some feathers with them. Ask some questions that's gonna rattle some feathers.
My,
Feathers.
my first date with my husband, I said, I need to replace this toilet in my bathroom. He's like, I come in there and replace that toilet for you. Came
See?
in, replaced the toilet. And when I say to this day, like, you came in and replaced that toilet, like, man, I had never done that before. I just came in there, put it in for you. See, trying to get in good.
Yep.
Like,
He
so
knew what he was gonna get
he
into.
would
He
do anything, you
had a
know.
catch.
He was no plumber. It could have
Mhm.
told up something, but he said, for the go and help. I mean, picking up. Like, he know what he doing. So people tell you anything. He
Yep,
ain't,
people tell you anything. What'd you say?
he ain't changed the toilet since.
It only took one. I only changed one toilet. That's it. Only got to change one. That's it. That's it. But he changed some other toilets in the other houses, so don't even try that. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. Don't even do it. All right. So now it's time to say goodbye to all my family.
Charge, your lunch is ready.
They be hating on you.
They be hating on you.
Charles, your lunch is ready. I made it just for you. We are going to find an ending to our ending. I promise you that. We're going to find it. So it's been 4 weeks since we hit our first post, since we did our first post. And I would like to thank everybody who has liked, shared, subscribed, like, shared, and has hit the notification button and commented below. We appreciate you.
Let us know
Leave
what
your
you
comments. Yes.
because
And
you know we
until we meet again.
You gotta pick a side. You with Nancy Drew or you with Mama C? Let us know.
They always with Mama C. They always with Mama C.
I know y'all be in the comments under me with me. I know.
No. They always with Mama C. Always with Mama C. All right. Until we meet again. Peace.